Now, in this class, we're going to look at a question from 2018, question 1, part B. Now, question 1, part A on the screen was in relation to rural life in France and rural life in Ireland and improving rural life. Selon le texte de la section 1, question 1, en France rurale, la vie devient de plus en plus difficile et il faut faire plus pour améliorer la vie en Irlande rurale. So that's part A, and was about, what would we do to improve rural life in Ireland, maybe create jobs, improve internet and so on. And we looked at that in an earlier class, and now we're going to look at the second option. We can't avoid question 1, so part B now is this one here. We're going to deal with this today. Dans la section 1, question 2, cet après-midi en septembre ne s'est pas passé comme prévu. So that text was about a nanny taking a couple of kids to the park, and one of the kids got lost, and it was a story about something that happened to a child. Now, and the inspiration for this question is that event. And our task now, décrivez une journée en septembre où vos projets ont changé au dernier moment. Vos projets ont changé au dernier moment. Your plans changed at the last moment. And in these essay questions, votre récit, cela peut être réel ou imaginaire. It can be real or imaginary. So I'm going to make up a story here now, write an essay, and frankly, there are no particular expressions that you're going to use for an essay question. An essay question, by definition, is often going to be focused in the past. So your passé composé and your imparfait will need to be quite strong. You need to know the difference between the passé composé and the imparfait, and perhaps the plus que parfait. I had done this and I had done that. The plus que parfait, and indeed we're going to have some instances of the plus que parfait in this task. So my answer, I'm going to leave the task on the top of the screen in green here. Décrivez une journée en septembre où vos projets ont changé au dernier moment. I'm going to pretend that I'm a girl and I'm writing I'm going to pretend that I was planning to go to Dublin to celebrate the 21st birthday party of a friend of mine in Dublin one day in September, and I was very excited to go, and I got ready in the morning, and at around lunchtime I asked my mum to bring me to the station, and she brought me to the station, but there was a traffic jam and we got stuck, and I decided I would run the rest of the way to the train, not to miss my train, but I fell and I broke my ankle and I ended up in hospital. So that's going to be kind of the thrust of my story. It's a fictional story. So what are we going to say? There's no typical intro, development, conclusion. It's not like an opinion piece here, but there's a succession of events here. So I'm going to need some vocabulary here. First of all, I'm going to say, it was a particular day. That will be easy. C'était, and I'll pick a date. C'était le 20 septembre, was the 20th of September, let's say. Very easy. And I'm going to say, I was supposed to take the train. I was supposed to take the train. Now, that's a tricky expression. To be supposed to is être censé plus infinitive. So it's a new expression here for us, être censé plus infinitive. To be, être censé, supposed, plus an infinitive. Then we put any verb in green. And in this case, we're going to say être censé prendre le train. So I was supposed to take the train. Now, we could have got around that in the exam, supposing we didn't know être censé. I was supposed to, you could say I was going to. So we could say j'allais prendre le train. We could say that as well. That would be perfectly possible. J'allais, I was going. J'allais prendre le train. But now that we know this term, we leave that on the screen. Être censé prendre le train. And I was going to celebrate my friend's birthday party. That's fêter. Fête, we're going to use that verb, of course. And I'm also going to talk about, I'm going to say in the morning I spent some time preparing a bag. So passer du temps à. So, a bag and a little travel bag. Mon sac de voyage, un sac de voyage. That'll be a little overnight bag or a travel bag there, let's say. And I'm going to say I was very excited to see my friend. So that's être impatient. And if I were a girl, être impatiente de, and then see my friend. And what infinitive to see my friend? Well, I could see de la voir or de la revoir, to see her. La, this would be my friend, and revoir, see again. So, j'étais impatiente de la revoir. Or de la retrouver, I could use also retrouver, to meet her again, retrouver or revoir. And the la refers to my friend. And now I'm going to say at around 3 o'clock, I asked my mom to bring me to the station. To bring is emmener. And m'emmener, bring me, m'emmener, and then to the station, of course, à la gare. And then we got stuck in a traffic jam. That would be an embouteillage, a bottleneck, or an embouteillage, that would be a traffic jam there. And so my mom said to get out of the car. She said to me, get out. Elle m'a dit de. Now, to get out of a car is to get down off a car. So, descendre de voiture. Okay, descendre de voiture, to get down off a car in French. And the opposite is to get up onto a car. Monter en voiture, monter. So, descendre de voiture, and to run to the station. Courir, and we can say courir à pied, to run on foot, to run. Courir à pied to the station. So I jumped out of the car, and to jump would be sauter. Sauter sur le trottoir. To jump onto the footpath. Sauter sur le trottoir. Sauter sur le trottoir. And now, bang, down I fell. Bang would be vlan. We don't need that. We don't need that expression there, but just crash, vlan. And then tomber would be to fall. Je suis tombé. And to fall down my full length, tomber on its own would be perfect. And we could say tomber de tout mon long. De tout mon long, my full length, full out onto the footpath. Tomber de tout mon long. Or tomber on its own. And I had fractured my ankle. I'm going to say I broke my ankle. I fractured my ankle, and I ended up in the hospital. So, se fracturer something, a part of your body, something, se fracturer. Now, if you didn't know your ankle, en français, you could say your foot, le pied. So we could say, je me suis fracturé le pied, je me suis fracturé le pied. But one's ankle, la cheville. So I fractured myself the ankle. Je me suis fracturé la cheville. And I spent a night in the hospital. J'ai passé la nuit à l'hôpital. Just à l'hôpital. So there's all the vocabulary that I'm going to use there in blue at the top of the screen. And I'm now going to write my answer here. So let's go from the top with this vocabulary in mind. So my answer now is going to be, well, it was the 20th of September. C'était le 20 septembre. And we can write the number. Et j'étais censé prendre le train de Dublin, the Dublin train, le train de Dublin à 16 heures. And to go and spend, pour aller passer, pour aller fêter le 21e anniversaire de mon ami Sally. Now, pour aller fêter le 21e. Le 21e, the 21st birthday. That would be 21e. Comme ça, le 21e. But we don't need to write the full word, we can write the digits, that's okay. And the E à la fin, le 21e, ça c'est 21e, that's this E up here. So we don't need to write the full number, we can delete this. So there's my little intro there, and I'm going to say in the morning I spent some time preparing my bag. Le matin, j'ai passé, I spent time. The passé composé. J'ai passé du temps. I spent time packing a bag. Now it would be better to use the plus que parfait here. I had spent time. J'avais passé du temps. I had spent time à préparer mon sac de voyage with a view to staying with Sally. With a view to. We learned this expression en vue de. With a view to. Passer la nuit chez mon ami. All right. And Alice was preparing her party for weeks. Sally préparait sa fête pendant des semaines. So during, she was preparing in the imparfait, elle préparait sa fête pendant des semaines. And very naturally, I was excited to see her. Et tout naturellement, et j'étais tout naturellement impatiente de la revoir, to see her again. To see, voir, et revoir, to see again, et to see her, de la revoir. If we're talking about Joe, de le revoir. And to see all my friends, de les revoir. And around 3 o'clock, I asked my mom to bring me to the station. So, vers 15 heures, j'ai demandé à ma mère de m'emmener à la gare. So, j'ai demandé à ma mère de m'emmener à la gare, mais en route, we found ourselves. Our verb is se trouver, to find ourselves. So, on s'est trouvé dans un énorme embouteillage. So we found ourselves in a huge, on s'est trouvé, or nous nous sommes trouvés, maybe even retrouvés would be better. Nous nous sommes retrouvés dans un énorme embouteillage. We could add in everything was at a standstill, everybody was stopped. We could add in tout le monde était à l'arrêt. The new expression here, être à l'arrêt, to be at a standstill. Tout le monde était à l'arrêt. And I was going to miss my train. J'allais manquer mon train. I was going to miss, and manquer are key verb. And j'allais, I was going, aller in the imparfait. J'allais manquer mon train. Maman m'a dit she said to me to get out of the car, descendre de voiture et de courir à pied jusqu'à la gare. So she said to me, elle m'a dit de descendre de voiture, get out of the car, et de courir à pied, to run on foot, jusqu'à la gare. So I jumped out onto the footpath et j'ai sauté sur le trottoir. I jumped out onto the footpath et vlan, bang, je suis tombé. And we've got our feminine ending here for the girls. Okay, je suis tombé de tout mon long. I fell my full length onto the footpath. Je suis tombé de tout mon long. And I had fractured my ankle. And again, we could have the passé composé. Je me suis fracturé la cheville. I fractured myself the ankle is the French expression. I fractured myself the ankle. But that's I did, but I had fractured it. The plus que parfait again, I'm going to change that to je m'étais fracturé la cheville. So je m'étais fracturé la cheville, I put an exclamation mark to emphasize the full disaster. And I spent the night in hospital. J'ai passé la nuit du 20 à l'hôpital. And the following 2 months in plaster. Et les 2 mois suivants dans le plâtre. So plaster. Et les 2 mois suivants dans le plâtre. In plaster, and that's the plaster that you would put on a house, on a wall, or indeed on your broken leg. Et les 2 mois suivants dans le plâtre, to say the very least, le moins que je puisse dire, to say the very least, or to say, for me to say the very least, le moins que je puisse dire, ce n'est pas la soirée que j'avais prévue. And again, que j'ai prévu, which I planned, I have planned, passé composé, et que j'avais prévu, which I had planned, which I had foreseen, que j'avais prévu. And there's our full answer. We've written in black here, we've written combien de mots? We've written about 200 words. They're a little bit long. We could trim away some of the vocabulary there. We wouldn't need to say tout le monde était, everybody was at a standstill. We could trim away other little bits as well. Let's read again from the top. C'était le 20 septembre et j'étais censé prendre le train de Dublin à 16 heures pour aller fêter le 21e anniversaire de mon amie Sally. Le matin, j'avais passé du temps à préparer mon sac de voyage en vue de passer la nuit chez mon amie. Sally préparait sa fête, her party, pendant des semaines et j'étais tout naturellement impatiente de la revoir. Vers 15 heures, j'ai demandé à ma mère de m'emmener à la gare. Mais en route, on s'est retrouvé dans un énorme embouteillage. Tout le monde était à l'arrêt. J'allais manquer mon train. Alors, maman m'a dit de descendre de voiture et de courir à pied jusqu'à la gare. J'ai sauté sur le trottoir et voilà, je suis tombé de tout mon long et je m'étais fracturé la cheville. J'ai passé la nuit du 20 à l'hôpital et les 2 mois suivants dans le plâtre. Le moins que je puisse dire, ce n'est pas la soirée que j'avais prévue. So a bit longer, this is question 1, I would normally recommend about 180 words, about double that 90 words recommendation. So about a page, an A4 page. And if it were getting too long, we could trim away some of the words. I had spent time preparing my bag in the morning. I wouldn't need to say en vue de passer la nuit chez mon ami. I could trim that away if necessary. And I was very impatient to see her. We got stuck in a big traffic jam. We wouldn't need to say tout le monde était à l'arrêt. We could trim that away as well. And I jumped out on the footpath and I fell. Je suis tombé. I wouldn't need to say de tout mon long. I could trim that away as well. And j'ai passé la nuit du 20 à l'hôpital. I spent the night of the 20th in the hospital. I wouldn't need to say anything about being in plaster. I could get away with just j'ai passé la nuit du 20 à l'hôpital. And then we would have our full answer. Okay, make sure to go back and particularly learn the blue vocabulary on the screen right now. And on se reverra la prochaine fois.